So this is what our mornings have been looking like for the past couple of weeks. We've been trying to find a little lake or a little river, go for a little morning swim as we watch the sunrise. So just being able to go for a little dip has been perfect. And Lola's been loving it too. We actually taught her how to swim. You can see her over here.
Look at her go!
She's just going in by herself now. And she used to be so afraid of the water.
I'm so proud of her.
We've been having proud parent moments over here because we've been trying to teach her how to swim and she just
hates it. Well, not anymore, but she hated us when we used to try to bring her in the water.
Yeah, but today's gonna be a really bittersweet day for us. This is our last vlog in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to leave Mexico and we're gonna go to Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras. Mm-hmm. And as I'm sure you can imagine, we're pretty anxious about it.
Yeah.
We're feeling kind of similar feelings as before we crossed into Mexico, but this time it kind of really feels real, especially with a lot of the Mexicans giving us some warnings.
So we're gonna finish up our swim here. The sun is starting to come up. It's starting to get a little bit warmer out. So I think it's time we go back to the bus, maybe make some breakfast and go wake up Trent and Allie.
Let's do it. My dad just texted me.
What did he say?
He said Nat Geo had a special about El Salvador on today. El Salvador's murder rate is 12 times that of the United States.
Great.
70% has to do with MS-13 where they're based. And he's telling me please not to travel in El Salvador.
Huh.
Dude, we're heading straight for El Salvador.
Is it like mostly tourists that the issue is? Or, I mean not tourists, is it mostly locals there?
Oh, let's give him a ring.
Hola!
What's up?
Nothing, how are you?
I'm doing good, dude. It took me this long to see your text about El Salvador.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, their thing is really bad down there, man. El Salvador, stay away from it. She said it's really weird going to Nicaragua and El Salvador, and the police are all carrying automatic rifles, you know? Love to everyone.
Alright, love you too.
Alright, talk to you soon.
Alright, bye.
Goodbye.
Well, I had to call my dad because he was freaking out a little bit about us going through El Salvador. And I could totally understand why. Kind of at this point, I would say the two of us crossing into Guatemala is the most concerned that I've been.
Yeah, the only thing that is making me, I have to say, I am less concerned about going into Guatemala than I was about going into Mexico.
Because now you kind of know what to expect.
Well, I don't really know what to expect, but I feel like my confidence of going into unknown territory is higher.
Yeah.
Because I feel like going into Mexico, like we were just hearing constant terror, constant horror, constant fear. But we didn't know what to compare it to because none of us have really ever been to Mexico, to the real Mexico. And then once we were actually here and got to experience it and see it for ourselves, it was like a total game changer.
Yeah, we have been getting the same warnings now from everyone that we meet about, we tell Mexicans we're going to Guatemala and they're like, why?
Yeah.
And then, of course we're getting all these warnings about El Salvador and Honduras because all the refugees are in the news and how they're all trying to leave. So I think things are about to start getting real. I think we're going to have to be a lot more self-reliant because a lot of parts of Mexico were like the United States.
Totally.
They had the same stores. They had Home Depot. They had AutoZone. They had everything that you need. If you needed something, you could get it. And I'm worried, especially in Guatemala, you don't want to go into Guatemala City. That's what everyone told us.
Exactly.
So whatever you do, don't go into Guatemala City.
Right.
And it seems like that's really the one place where we could get some supplies if we need it.
Right.
So we're going to kind of just be rolling with it. Done?
Boom!
Man, you did really good with that. Look at all these people.
That was super fun, actually.
Man, you love stuff like this.
So if you guys don't know, one of the benefits that we actually have on our Patreon is we engrave your name permanently into our roof deck. So it's pretty cool, even just like looking at these names here, because some of these people have actually been with us for over a year on our journey, such as Gabby down here. There's Jonathan.
And so many more. And we also put 2 extra videos up there a month. We actually play music for those videos ourselves. So we just put out a video 2 days ago and we talked more about what we're gonna do after we travel Central America. If you guys wanna check out our Patreon, there's a link, top link in the description. Can you say it again?
Just, if you guys didn't know, today is May the 4th. Happy Star Wars Day. Also, happy birthday, Mom.
Sean just told us that this is supposed to be May the 4th be with you. Freaking nerd.
Probably know because it's my mom's birthday.
Alright, you should have seen the conversation of Jord and Trent last night. Jord was trying to explain to him the scene from Game of Thrones that was like really intense. And he's like getting super into it.
The Valerian steel, the dragon glass.
I'm like, Jord, Trent does not care. He's not invested like you are.
Dude, I showed you the clip, wasn't it great?
It was good.
See, you see?
I've got some Game of Thrones spoilers up here that I can just throw out.
Should we tell Allie right now?
No.
I think we're gonna get out of here. We're all starving. We've run out of food. Going to
Back to Tapachula.
Back to Tapachula. Let's go.
We left the plantation and started making our way back into the city of Tapachula, and it was pretty crazy how quickly the temperature rose as we left the super lush, thick jungle and kind of made our way back down to sea level. And as we were driving, we drove past a bunch of these small little villages on the side of the road with people walking around with machetes, and as we hit probably about 50 plus topes, having to speed up and slow down endless amounts of times, our engine started to overheat. So we quickly had to turn the AC off and allow the engine to kind of cool down, and eventually it all started kind of going downhill, so we were able to get back to neutral. But anyway, we're back in the city, back in the heat, and I mean, if that's the only thing, like I said before, that we can complain about, then I guess it's not all that bad.
Just dropped off our clothes to get washed, and I realized I always wear this shirt on laundry day. It's because every day when I'm going through my clothes and which one to pick, I'm always too afraid to put the shirt on. Because back when we were in the States, I put the shirt on and like 10 times people came up to me and they're like, tell me about your giraffe, which is a very fine question. I'm wearing a shirt that says asking me about my giraffe. And do you hold this for a sec?
Yeah.
And then the thing is I have to go like this. You have to put my shirt over my head.
And usually when a stranger asks, it's probably very uncomfortable, huh?
Yeah, well, it's like one time's kind of funny, but when you do it 10 times and you're freaking picking up your shirt and you're in a store, you're like, look at my belly. So I don't know. But the thing is, in Mexico, I don't have to worry about that because no one even knows what this says.
That's true.
And if anyone comes and asks me, I'm not going to know what they're saying either.
So far, nobody has asked him yet today, so we're on a good note.
By the way, Melissa gave me this shirt. She's probably watching this video right now. So Melissa, just want to say what's up.
Let's go get some nom noms.
So the one thing about being back in the heat is, I mean, being in a bus when it's hot out is tolerable, right?
Being in the bus when it's hot out is tolerable?
Yeah, you can tolerate it, but it gets so intolerable once you turn on the stove.
Yeah, oh yes.
So like right now it's probably like 95. We were just in a really perfect temperature and now it's baking out.
Yeah.
But when we turn on the stove, it just gets like...
bacon, like you can't even understand.
Like you're in an oven. It feels like you're just sitting in an oven. And it's just not good. And then outside's mosquitoes. So you gotta choose what you want. Do you want your ankles and your face all bitten up? Or do you want to sweat? So we're gonna kind of cheat. And we're gonna go out to eat. We said we weren't gonna go out to eat for a little while, but it's just way too hot to cook right now.
So here we are in Starbucks in Tapachula, leeching off their Wi-Fi. Jordan's over here watching the Celtics. I'm doing a little work, working on a video for my own personal channel. Trent and Allie are outside in their van, leeching off the Wi-Fi as well. And I figured, since this is our last Mexican vlog, last vlog in Mexico, I figured it'd be a good idea to kind of celebrate a little bit. So I went online, found a place that delivers, and we're gonna celebrate with some nice, authentic Mexican pizza. So I actually had it delivered to the Starbucks parking lot, so hopefully this guy finds his way here.
Well, it's 9:50 and no pizzas come. We started working on that order at 7 o'clock placed it around 8 o'clock. And now it's 2 hours later. There's no pizza here. We're all very, very hangry. You can see Kaylee's behind me. Trent and Allie are in their van. All of us are really hangry. I think all of us have had one sandwich to eat today. So I'm taking matter into my own hands. I'm making a little steak and cheese. I got the onions in the skillet. Ran over to Walmart, got some steak. Gonna make some steak and cheese sandwiches for everybody because Domino's just isn't happening. But that's just Mexico sometimes. Sometimes the people just don't show up. And maybe when they saw Starbucks as the address, they're like, yeah, this is a prank. Or who knows? Nothing like a Walmart steak and cheese, huh?
Yay!
Look at that bread. It's flattened like a pancake.
I think it looks great. Did you put the little flour speckles on there?
Yeah, that was just for you.
Nice.
If you can't see the seasonings, it's not enough.
Thank you, dude.
Trent, I'm gonna close this out with a question for you guys.
What's up?
Now that we're 48 hours from entering Guatemala, how do you feel compared to before you entered Mexico?
That's a good question. That's tough, actually. I feel like it's a very similar scarcity. Like we're scared of like the same types of things.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was this encounter in Mexico where we came in, we were scared, and it was fine.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's going to be the same in Guatemala.
Yeah.
But obviously you hear horror stories and all that stuff, so I'm a little nervous. But I think I was more nervous to go into Mexico initially.
Yeah. Same mornings.
Guatemala now.
Yeah, I think the one thing is the decrease in infrastructure that's freaking me out. Like if we need anything, I felt like in Mexico, I'm like, we could probably get it.
Yeah.
I feel like there the only place you can get is Guatemala City, and the one thing that everyone said is don't go to Guatemala City, whatever you do.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get a lot of stuff. Like I'm sure we'll be able to get food and groceries and supplies that we need, but it's like if you need odd things or specialty items or stuff like that, it could be an issue for sure.
Allie, I have a question for you before I close up my vlog. You're gonna close up my vlog.
Uh-oh.
I just asked Trent, now that we're 48 hours from Guatemala, how are you feeling compared to before we came to Mexico?
Guys, we got this.
You got it? You feeling confident?
Oh, yeah, we're so good. Are you joking? This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, no concerns at all?
No concerns. Ready to go.
It's funny, I think coming into Mexico, I felt the most confident, and now going to Guatemala, I feel the most scared.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just being cautiously optimistic.
Good. I know there's places that we've been in Mexico that have as bad of an infrastructure as Guatemala.
Yeah.
So like some of the remote or like, impoverished parts of Mexico that we've been in are just as bad, if not worse, than parts of Guatemala. So like, I don't think it's going to be that foreign to us, but I just don't think we're going to run into like the big cities with Sorianas and Walmarts and all the American chains. So.
That was the thing, is we came to so many cities in Mexico, and from what we've been told about Guatemala is you really want to stay out of the cities, especially Guatemala City, which is their biggest city. So that's where we're going to wrap this vlog up. You kind of get a little feeling about how everyone's feeling about Guatemala. This is going to be our last vlog from Mexico. The next time you hear from us, we're going to be crossing the border. Kaylee's working on a video for her channel over here, so that's why she's just been locked in. And Lola's just dying of the heat, but we're trying to put the fan on as best as we can. But, yeah, anything else you want to say?
See you in Guatemala.
Alright guys, that's it for Mexico. We hope you guys love this series. We hope you loved your time in Mexico with us. But the next time you see us, we're going to be crossing the border. So, we look forward to it. I'll see you guys then.